Hello, beautifuls. Thank you for stopping by today. I'm going to ask you a question in this space, and it's just you and I, no one else. What is your experience with God? You might not use that term. You might use the term source, creator, higher power, the divine. The reason I ask this question is because there are 4,300 prominent religions in the world today, and the vast majority of people on this earth claim to belong to one of those religions. And one thing that all those religions have in common is a belief in a higher power. The name or the term that they use for that higher power differs, but the belief that there is a higher power exists. And what is also similar is that although many people on this earth believe in a higher power, they've never experienced that higher power. The higher power, God, divine, exists for them merely as a concept. It's something they were taught to believe. It is a story, and they may believe it with all their heart, yet it is a concept. It is only a thought at this point. Sometimes we give this higher power or God a home. We say she lives in the heavens, or we give it physical attributes or a physical resemblance to something that we can relate to. And it makes sense why we would do that, because that is how we perceive ourselves. We see ourselves often as a body, or as what we do, or what we think we are. And yet we are so much more than those things. Those things are just ideas and concepts. When we get to the essence of who we are, it's an actual felt experience. And the same is true with experiencing a connection to the divine creator source. And the reason why I bring up this perspective is because the vast majority of people believing that there is a higher power have never experienced that connection. They have never felt the benevolence and compassion of this higher power in their experience and in their life. And I will tell you that when you are able to experience that, your life changes dramatically. And there are many ways in which we can start to establish that connection and that experience. And one of the most obvious is a desire to do so. For most of us, the idea is that God is all loving, and we've been taught that we will be taken care of, and there's no need for us to do anything. But how many relationships do you have where you don't have to do anything? Where you don't have to show up in any way, mentally, emotionally, physically? I bet you don't have one. And the same is true when we are trying to establish a connection and a deeper experience with the Creator. There has to be some effort on our part, and the first effort would be a desire. That desire to connect moves mountains, so to speak. And in the times that we are living in, we can benefit from all the support that is available to us. And yet for many, they fail to realize that there is additional support available to them, and that there is a connection that is just waiting to be established. I know that this might be a new thought for some people, maybe even a displeasing thought for others. But I thank you so much for listening to this perspective. And if you so wish to deepen your experience and your connection and actually feel the presence of a higher power in your experience, there are many resources that you can reach out to in order to assist you. And I am one of them, but there are members of your clergy, there are therapists, there are healers, there are other helpers. And the invitation today is for you to become curious as to whether God, divine source creator, is simply an idea in your life journey, or if it is a felt experience. Until we speak again, please be well.